See here if I've got the speakers. The first one, Mr. Sam Bean. I see him there. And I think I saw Pete earlier. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to tonight's presentation. My name is JC Rangel, and I'm super excited to be here with you. A lot of exciting stuff going on. And so we're going to kick this off for time's sake. So I appreciate you guys getting on. So I'm going to go ahead and mute everybody. Make sure that we keep we keep your mics on mute. Let me do this here. Perfect. And we're going to get started here with today's presentation. So my name is JC Rangel. I'm actually the VP of Sales with Build Network and Encore Solar, and I'm excited to welcome you guys to tonight's presentation. So the first gentleman that I'm going to introduce to share this information with you is a gentleman that has over 20 years of experience in the direct sales industry. He's built some amazing teams, made a lot of money, but more importantly, helped a lot of people make a lot of money, right? Which I believe that is a true sign of leadership. Is the number one fastest building team in this company, fastest growing team in this company, and just absolutely crushing it. He's also the vice president of leadership development. So you guys could not be hearing from a better person. And so let me do a mic check, see if we've got Mr. Samuel Bean on the line. Think you're on mute, Sam? You're on mute again.
There we go. Can you hear me now?
There you go.
One second, guys.
Sure. We can hear you, by the way, FYI.
Okay, perfect. All right, Mr. Rangel, let's go ahead and get this show on the road. And guys, thank you guys, like I said, for being patient. It's crazy that we're here talking about solar and business, because I actually have a solar crew right now finishing up a solar job on my roof. And I really appreciate it because we have a storm coming here in Louisiana and Texas again. And we just went through a big blackout. And so they did a 2-day job in 1 day. And so I'm glad to have you guys here with us. And I want to go ahead and get this show on the road. And let's see here. I want to share this. There we go. Okay. So now we have the slides in front of us. I want to make sure that each and every last one of you make sure you're in a quiet place where you can take some copious notes, get yourself something right with, something right on, and make sure any questions that you have, get those questions prepared for the person who invited you to this call. Okay. The company that you're going to hear about today is called Build International. And for some of you guys who are, industry people and people who have been in network marketing, they say it's build your last downline. And for some of you people who are big thinkers and expansive thinkers, like Angel Train and a lot of other people out there, it's build your last dream or build your life's dream. And so whatever you are here for today, I can tell you right now, you can actually get it. And you listen to a person who actually came out of retirement to get what I want. Okay, it'll be 3 years, my birthday next month. Went retired. Said I was done with business as far as building staffing agencies and building sales forces and things like that. And these guys, when I saw what they had in front of me and what they were going to do, I just wanted to be a part of it. Something that I can actually put my muscle behind, help a lot of people in the process. A matter of fact, I have a goal to help 10,000 families over the next 2 to 5 years make $5,000 a month of residual income. And this is one of the things that I saw that I can use as a vehicle to do that. And so my wife and I, real quick here, just kind of tell you guys, we've had been blessed with a measurable level of success and financial, benefits, like actually earning in 3 different industries, 7 figures. Okay, and coming into this company, I'm going to show you guys, right now, just the front part of this, and let you guys see, what you have your hands on, and then the person on the back end, they're going to show you the money and how you guys can make a really nice, solid 6 or 7 figure annual income. So with that being said, let's jump right into it. Okay. And when it comes to building, let me get past that slide right there. There we go. Okay. So when it comes to bill, guys, this is actually a company, a high ticket sales company. Okay. And when you look at the high ticket sales industry, I'm not talking about the Me Too movement where everybody's taking $100 or $200 service and they're marketing up $5,000, $10,000, and that's how they make their money. Guys, we have four industries or four ways that you can actually make money, four verticals that you can make money on. All of them are exclusive. All of them are high ticket sales by its natural being, and people are taking advantage of them because they're actually in demand. And you find all of them on this one platform, right? And so when you look at, why build a business, you'll see right now, as it says, nobody's coming to help you. Nobody's coming to save you. As a matter of fact, most companies out there are finding a way to eliminate the need for employees. A lot of companies are going to technology, AI, outsourcing outside of the country to make sure they put themselves in a position where they streamline their businesses and they increase the amount of revenue they have coming in. And so you're not a part of their future plans, basically, as an employee. You're a part of their right now plan. Okay. And so the reason why you want to do this, you want to make sure you're actually proactive, you're getting ahead of everything that's happening right now. You don't want to be in the same situation as a lot of people find themselves in today. Higher taxes, inflation, recessions, bankruptcies, all of these things that are happening right now in the economy. You want to make sure that you put yourself in a position where you insulate your household and have that surplus of revenue coming in. So when I looked at it, I'm like, this is a situation where a person can make a six-figure annual income on a very part-time basis. So you're trading in a 30-hour a month, part-time job, to make $2,000 to $3,000 a month extra, which helps, right? But you lose the benefit of being with your family and the ones that you love, or even the extra time that you had off of your main job for a company that you can literally make $3, $4, $5,000 per transaction and earn 50,000 to $100,000 per year in moments, not even hours. So again, this is how and you actually put yourself in a position where you come up with solutions for the things that are happening, not just to yourself but to others. Okay, so when you look at the age of the gig economy, uh, when you look at that word entrepreneurship, right, and that's a word that you should look up. It means a person who solves a problem, right? And when you look at all of these gigs are solving problems for people who need a little bit extra, right? People who need a side gig, a little bit extra money. And Uber has been a part of people's lives for a long time now. People have been driving for people, picking up strangers, and they're making extra $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 a month, right? If you have homes or if you have apartment complexes, access to lease out multiple apartment complexes, Airbnb has been the answer for you. And then you have a lot of other things like Etsy, Shopify, DoorDash, and you name it, it's out there. But you're getting the extra money and what would be deemed as a Band-Aid, nothing permanent, while they're making the billions, right? And so they're the founder of the feast. They're the ones who came up with the concept. So they should get the bulk of the money. And you should make, that gig, temporary. So now you can take advantage of, something very, very lucrative, right? And so when you look at a business, right? And I'm talking about a business opportunity that is set you up for success. It sets you up for success because the company that you're looking at has all three of these boxes checked. Industries with a big target market and low market penetration, essential goods and services, which gas, electricity, water, things like that. And then you have industries that will thrive in good and bad economies. And guys, again, we check all of those boxes. So when you look at our services, and just these are just starting off, guys. So Encore, we're talking about a company that's been around for a while. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about it later on, but just for residential solar, it's one of the dominating companies that are out there. Okay, we also have partnerships with commercial companies as well. But just on the Encore side, guys, you can actually put yourself in a position where you're making an extra $6,000, $10,000 a month, right? That's part-time money. Then you have ADT, you have Brinks, right? These are traditional companies that when it comes to security, home and commercial. These companies have been around for a long time. And you have people who are out there in those companies. Sorry about that. So you have people who've been out there in those companies and they're making $400 to $700, a deal, right? And doing two or three of those deals a week. Now, rain is one I wanted to get to now, and this is the one where I believe that we're going to make a huge impact, not just here in the U.S., but globally. When you look at rain, you're talking about an alkaline water system that we're going to be selling, guys. The person who actually, make our machines is the person who actually brought alkaline water to America. Okay? And so when we talk about expertise and we're talking about the best machines that money can buy, and we're talking about the highest commissions that's paid on those machines, guys, think about that. $1,000 to $2,100 per commission on those machines. So again, something that people want and people are willing to pay for. So talked to you already about the security. Now, the one thing that I didn't talk about security is what we have coming. And this is extremely exciting. We have a lot of people who got wind of this thing, and the person who brought it to the table explained it to us in depth, and it's called Ripple, right? It's a portable military grade security system that, for me, being a man who has a wife, my wife she can be at home while I'm traveling. And it doesn't matter, what happens if somebody opens a door or opens a window. It doesn't have any hard wire attachments to it. The pressure of the house changes, and alarm goes off, and there's nothing that they can do to stop it. Right? I feel like she's protected. If she's working late in the office somewhere, that office is protected. She can take it with her. And so a lot of people are extremely excited about that, and they love the idea of the new technology that we're introducing to the market. And then you have our Smart Money Club, guys, that along with our bill rewards and savings, guys, this is where you actually have a residual income kick in, and you can literally put yourself in a position where you end up like the people who are with Netflix, people who are with Spotify, people who are with Amazon. These people are overriding 300 million subscriptions. Okay? And so with that being said, we'll talk about solar a little bit, because solar is our flagship service. We're not a solar company. Like I said, we are a high ticket sales company, but solar is our lead off. And it's because right now, this is where we can make the biggest impact, right? This is where people who are looking for careers that really do want to make a six-figure annual income on a part-time basis without recruiting, this is what they're turning to. And this is what simplifies, their decision-making process, because they see that with the market that's available to them, they don't have a lot of competition. They don't have to have a scarcity mentality. We have 85 million homes out there that don't have solar, but it qualifies to actually have solar. And so when you look at why a person would want solar, guys, it's a no-brainer, right? You're looking at a person who can save up to 50% on energy costs, okay? 0% down with various financing options, blackout protection, and using specific batteries, right? Tax credits, and you're receiving a tax credit of 30%. And remember, I talked about the blackout protection. Let me step back for a second. Again, in Houston, we had a huge hurricane, and we had 3 million homes in Texas, were without power from anywhere from 2 days to 11, 12 days. My house was without power for 6, right? And had I had solar panels, right, on my home with a battery system, I wouldn't have lost power. But guess what I have in my house now, guys? As of today, as of 10 minutes ago, right? They're just wrapping up installing my system with my battery. So with the hurricane that's due to land in Louisiana and Texas tomorrow, guys, if anything happens to everybody else's electricity, my house will still be fortified when it comes to energy, okay? Because now that battery is going to make sure my lights stay on. But immediate increase in home value, 4 to 5% per Zillow increase in value. Also, homes that are sold with solar systems on it, guys, you're looking at your home being sold 15 to 20 times faster than the other ones, because when people buy your house, they are buying a house that has no electric bill. Okay, so there's immediate value there. Clean energy, self-explanatory. We want to make sure we're in a clean environment. We want to make sure our kids and family are in a clean environment. And then last but not least, if you look at the bottom of that page, in 2022, someone went solar every 44 seconds, right? And so I'm looking at 2023, someone went solar every 35 seconds. And it's going to get, to the point to where somebody's going to be going solar every 15 to 20 seconds in a minute, okay? So when you look at what we have our hands on, and I talked about, what I loved about this, this thing for many, many years, many, many moons, guys. Network marketing was a thing that people turned to. right? And uh, and I can just say it was good for extra money. It was a decent gig for most people, for the masses. But when you look at what people want now, people want a legitimate career opportunity. And when a person figures out that they can do this thing full or part-time, and most of the sales that they're going to be doing is, basically from home or from their laptop, virtual, 90% of them, it's a lot easier to stomach, right? Simply refer solar customers and earn up to 50%, of the commission. And my partner is going to talk to you about that, and right after this, after I finish my part, and how the commission splits work. But guys, I'm going to share some with you. Just for referring, it's a three-step process. One, all you have to do is pique a person's interest. Two, when you give them the benefits, get the bill. Three, make the appointment with the expert, with the professional, with the engineer that's going to design the system for them, right? Guys, that's a very, very quick conversation with a $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $10,000 potential, right? When it comes to commissions. This is why people are losing their minds and coming to and running to solar. But when you become a mentor, you close a deal, guys, you get 50% of every deal that you close for other consultants. And if you're a mentor and you bring the deal to the table, you get 100% of the deal. Okay. So don't want to sell solar, guys, build a team and earn commissions from, the sales of the sales force that they create and that they make. And that's the thing that I joined for as well. But then if you don't want to, again, build a team, go out there and build on yourself, guys, because the money, if you are coachable, teachable, and trainable, you can learn. So 25-year production guarantee, guys. When I say Freedom Forever, that's the name of the company that we're with. That's who just did my install. I can go sleep at night knowing that, they're going to take care of me 100%. And when I look at the industry of solar before I became a part of the company, one of the most important things was to figure out where the most complaints were coming from in the industry. And they were coming from the installer. See, most people who are dealing with solar companies, they're dealing with solar companies that have a third-party installer. And you say, well, what is the problem with that? Well, the problem with that is this. You have a company that is not a part of your company, and they're only worried about the actual transactions that you send to them. And then the transactions that you send to them, they will actually get to those transactions, those installations after they do theirs first. Their installations are priority. Okay. Once they get to yours, they'll get to yours, do that deal. And then when it comes to any type of warranty work, they're not there for that. Okay? They're there for the new deals and new money. Okay. So that's a challenge. Okay? And so when it comes to Freedom, we have a 25-year, guarantee on all of the things that they put on your house as far as materials, but they also have a 25-year guarantee on the work. They have a 25-year guarantee on the power, right? Return loss of savings, right? And then guarantee production. So let's say something happens and it's covered to your system, and you get a bill from the light company, and let's say it's a $75 bill or $85 bill for something would have been covered. Guys, they're going to take care of that bill, and they're going to come out and make that adjustment in your system and make sure they put you back where you need to be. And so they're not hard to find when it comes to people who actually certify these companies and recognize these companies, as you can see right there. NAB CEP certified, right? And Inc. 5000. And again, been around for, been around since 2011. And as they've done 160,000 installs, since then. Okay. And so when you look at this picture, it looks just like my neighborhood. There's a lot of roofs with no solar on them, which means that there's a lot of opportunity to be had. And I'm gonna just tell you, if you are in a neighborhood, especially a nice neighborhood that has an HOA, I learned something from Sarah George, one of the people who is a part of our sales force and team in Maryland. She did a meeting for a HOA and had a room, probably about 25, 30 people of homeowners in that actual room. Right. And so she said, I'm just going to go for the whole entire kit and caboodle. I'm not going to go one house at a time. But that's just how the opportunity is. So when you look at the customer testimonials, right, you have a customer in California prior to them meeting us and the person who brought them, Freedom Forever. That person was paying $287 a month, on average for their solar expenses. Okay? After they had that conversation and had a meeting with our pro and our engineer, and everything made sense to them, and they realized that they were now going to change that $287 bill out for a $148 bill per month, never to go up, never to increase, and one day go away. Guys, that's a no-brainer. That's a real big deal for them. And so, but for the person who actually did that deal, person who introduced them to solar, right? The commission on this deal was 6,400. Okay? The person who actually brought the deal to the table with the three-step process I talked to you about a minute ago, $3,200 in pocket. Person who closed the deal, okay, that expert, $3,200 in their pocket. Because again, what if that person was the same individual? $6,400 total. Okay. And so, as just like the person who introduced me, guys, and hosted you guys, and kind of got you guys prepared for this conversation, he likes to say a solar presentation is not a presentation; it's an IQ test. And I just believe him, guys. It just makes too much sense. Okay. So when you look at customer testimonials again in Florida, again another buyer, big bill, $410 per month on average. After doing the deal with us and getting installed, $290 a month after solar. And guys, keep in mind, we're talking about instant savings. We're talking about people who are now putting money back in their pockets every month, and they can take that money and invest it in something, or they can take that money and save it and pay other bills off, or save for vacation or something, right? And so it's never going to go up. One day it's going to go away. And you can't say that about your actual bill. As a matter of fact, guys, you're putting solar panels on a house. And I want to break this down to you. When you put a solar panel on a house, you're putting a solar panel on something that you are planning to pay off in 30 years, if not sooner. You can pay it off earlier. So you wouldn't go to a rental house, right, and pay a landlord for 30 years not to own the actual property that you're living in. You're going to pay that money to the mortgage company and then one day take possession of the home. Why wouldn't you do that for your energy? Why would you rent your energy for the rest of your life instead of buying the thing that produces the energy that's sitting on top of your roof, right? And one day you own it. Okay? And so, again, we're talking about the common sense aspect of it. And so the person who, again, introduced this deal to this homeowner, $4,100. The person who did the presentation and laid everything out for the homeowner, $4,100. And again, if that person was one and the same, $8,200, guys. Yeah. This is why most people want to become mentors. I can't wait till they tell you what a mentor is. Okay? And so energy cost over time. And when you look at your energy cost today, and how many of you would agree that your energy cost today is not the same as it was 5 years ago, or 10 years ago, or 15 years ago? And guys, it's not going to be the same, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 15 years from now. As you can see, it's going to continue to go up. Some of you guys are in cities, states, or counties where you see your bill go up, once or twice a year on average. Okay. And that's not going to stop because what we like to call the dirty energy grid has been all around for 150, 160, 170 years, right? It's continually needing upkeep and maintenance. And guess who pays for that? We do. Okay? Well, you do. I have solar now. Right. And so when you look at the fact that your bill is not just your energy, you'll see a part of your bill goes to everything except your energy. Okay? And so it's time for you to now take that into your own control and put a stop to that. Okay. And so that's important. So when you look at people who I actually take advice from, and I really, when I say take advice from, I don't take advice from people I wouldn't trade places with. Okay. And so I look at Warren Buffett, and this guy, he's not just a guy who makes great quotes. He also doubles down and he puts his money where his quotes are. He puts his money where his advice is, right? He said energy deregulation will be the largest transfer of wealth in history. Okay. But he also turned around and put $10 billion in clean energy himself. Okay? And so that's the one thing that I like to share with people. There are a lot of smart people out there, but this is one of the wisest investors, on the planet. Okay, one of the richest men walking the face of the earth. And for me, if I get a chance to do the same thing he did when investing in the same thing he's investing in, I am about to do that. Okay, and so what I like to do is this, and if I'm not mistaken, I think it's Mr. Is it Pete or is it Kevin?
It's Pete.
All right, Pete. Okay, there we go. So Guys, when you look at, the person who I'm actually going to be introducing right now, Mr. Abraham, Pete Abraham has been in this industry for a while, and he's learned, again, from some of the best, in this industry. He's made a ton of money in this industry, and he's qualified to talk about the money portion of this presentation. And so what I'd like to do is put you in good hands and turn you over to my partner and my colleague for tonight, Mr. Pete Abraham.
Thank you. Sorry about that, folks. Hopefully you can hear me. Mic check.
You can hear
Yes,
loud.
sir.
Okay, great. Thank you very much, folks. First of all, appreciate that kind introduction. And you guys heard it straight from, I call him the James Bond of this Mr. Samuel Bean. He's smooth as silk. And I'll tell you what, yeah, it was supposed to be Kevin tonight. He's taking care of some family business. So what happens when somebody can't make it? What happens when the teacher calls in sick or things like that? What do? They ask for a sub. So guys, I hope you got your pencils ready. I'm excited. I want to have a lot of fun tonight, but I want to honor Mr. Samuel Bean real quick here, because this guy is, let me just tell you, this guy is energy and he's professional. And I learned a 4-letter word from him the other day. And here it is, folks. So look at your screen right there. If you don't have one, come to a place near you right there. Sub. So I'm going to go ahead and get started, folks. But I just wanted you guys to remember that right now. I'm going to take it off for the sake of this right now. But get ready to go. Put some subs in the chat, because what you're going to see at the end of this tonight is this is where the money's at when you want freedom, and you won't find this in most places. So thank you. And here we go. Let me see if I can keep going here and come back to my share screen, and we'll go from there. Can you let me know if this screen advanced to the comp plan?
You're good to go.
Thank you, sir. So there's 7 ways to earn, folks. Again, my name is Pete Abraham. I've been in the solar industry for 15 years. There's a lot of people better at me than solar with a lot less time in the ranks. But hey, I have a real estate background. I have a mortgage background. I have my life insurance license. I made money in all those. Been a notary public, all those stuff that we do. And guess what? I got bored, number one. Number two, what happened in 2006, 2007, and then of course 2008. Everything went from hero to zero, and that's the problem in the real estate market, right? Look what we're going through right now, right? What do people cancel when times get tough? A lot of people cancel their life insurance. They cancel their gym membership. Neither one should they cancel. But guess what? They're not canceling. They're not canceling their electricity. And that's a mic drop. So as we look through this tonight, folks, I'm going to talk about the ways to earn and how that might affect you. If you come to us from a networking background, listen up, because I'm going to show you a way tonight to not be garage qualified, but yet be fully qualified. If you come to us from a solar background, I'm going to talk to you about, listen, can I lose my ego and learn to build something much bigger than the people you used to work for, right? Because I come from that background as well. So let's go and see what we have here. First of all, on your personal sales, a 70% commission on your personal solar sales. That's 70%. Every time you share solar with a homeowner and they go and move forward, you make 70% of the commission. So if you think of the average profit being $10,000 per install, if you think of that, what would be 70%? That would be $7,000. So right there, I just knocked about 98.9% of the businesses, so-called home-based businesses, off the map, because it will take them years for most people to make that kind of money. That's on one sale. What if you messed up and did it again? This is just you personally staying in your own little lane and doing your own thing. A lot of solar people like this, and they love to do that. So if that's you, that would be you. Mentor sales. Sam alluded to that earlier. What is a mentor? A mentor is somebody who helps somebody. The mentee shows up. The mentee is like a sponge and learns, and the mentor pours their wisdom into that person. So 3 training sales with a mentor is what you have to do to become a mentor. Then close 5 sales on your own. Why is it 5 on your own? And what does it mean on your own? It means that we know, and you know, that you can do this without somebody doing everything for you, so that we have well-trained people that know what they're supposed to do when they should do it. And then complete a company certification. You know, we're not when I first started in solar, I'll tell you, we would get in somebody's car, we'd do ride-alongs, and they would tell us, like, we're at the third house already, and they say, okay, you're up. And you're like, wait a minute, it just got flustered, and it was a nightmare. Here we have videos 24/7. We have training. You can go to the back office and do it on your own time and start from the very top. So become a mentor and split sales with consultants on your team on a company-wide basis, folks. So if you come to the solar industry, let me ask you a question. How many people did you get to split the sale on? None. Okay, because it was all about you, unless you're the manager, and then you weren't splitting. You were getting like $100 or $300 per person. Big difference here, folks, if you come from that industry. So let me give you an example of mentor sales. Help 4. If you got 5 fingers on your hand, you only need 4 of these. Help 4 consultants close their first 3 training sales. 4 times 3 is 12. That's an average of $3,500 after the split. So 12 sales times 3,500, that's $42,000 in commission. Folks, that's more than some people make in a whole year, unfortunately. Folks, I'll tell you something. Even if that was the only thing I made was $42,000 for the year and that was it, I can tell you I probably put maybe 12 to 24 hours total into making that money. Listen carefully, 12 to 24 hours, because it doesn't take that long to do a solar presentation and to talk to somebody. That's a lot of money in commissions and give you a lot more free time. Let's also talk about overrides. Let's say you want to build a team. You're not required to build a team. Some people don't. That's 100% okay. But what if you are? Consultant, that's you on the very left here, you and me when we're starting, right? 20% frontline. So whoever you bring to the business, every time they go out and do that, help somebody go solar, you would make 20%, whether or not you know if they made that sale or not, forever. And then you still make your 70% commission. That's great, and that's more than most companies would pay in the solar industry, period. Let's talk about moving up and becoming a manager. Now, when we say manager, it doesn't mean you manage people. No, it's a title that you've earned, and it gets you a 10% increase. So now you're making 30% overrides. So yesterday I was a consultant, I got 20%. Today I bring another person up, I moved to manager. Now I'm a 30% frontline override. And then starts 10% team overrides on your whole entire team. Entire team, folks. You're not even know where that money's coming from sometimes. And then 70%. So the whole idea here is do some personal production, build a team, help others build a team, and to become a manager, that would be 10 team installs in a 60-day period. That's 60 days, folks. And that's not all from you, that's from your team. Okay, so that's a great deal right there. As a director, when I move to the director level, I get another 5%. I now get 35% frontline overrides and a 15% team override. So from literally one step to the next, I'm making more on my frontline and make an extra 5% for a total of 15 on my team overrides. And what do? Hey, I'm going to put something into the game too, get 1, 2, 3, 4 sales a month myself personally. And to get to that level, it's 24 team installs in a 60-day period. Notice all these say team, not you, team. And that leads us to the executive director position. And this is where it gets really interesting. Number one, you get 40%. Imagine a 40% override, and you got 10, 20, 30, 40 people on your team. They each do a whopping 1 sale a month. Wow, 40% and a 20% team override. So you can see that the more you bring up people, the more you help people, the more it's not about me, but about we, the more money you're going to make. And folks, like I said before, nothing sitting in my garage getting dust on it. Some of you will understand what I just said, and hopefully you're going to see that, and the light bulb's going to click on right now. And you also get a 2% company-wide bonus pool. 2% company-wide. It doesn't say your team-wide. It says a 2% company-wide pool. Folks, this is for you to take ownership, to treat this, because you own your own business and you're in a business as well. And that's a total of 70 team installs in a 60-day period. So you can see the theme then. And then national director, we have some people approaching this as we speak, getting very close to that. The Tony Denners out there and people like that are just up there making it happen. The Jabaris, lots of good people, folks. National director, 45% frontline. It just goes up and up and up. And folks, this is for the same job. Get a bill, Pique the interest, get a bill, tag a mentor, right? Pique the interest, get a bill, tag a mentor. I often say in this business, you have to have the gift of gab. And people, you've heard that from your parents or grandparents, or they have the gift of gab. Gab means get a bill, right? So write that one down, the gift of gab. That's all you need to worry about. You don't have any solar experience, don't worry about it. So 45% frontline overrides and a 25% team override. 70% commissions on doing what you're supposed to, and a 5%, literally, you more than double that company-wide bonus pool. This is what you should be striving for. Why would you stay at the consultant or manager when you can go these just by duplication? Get 4, teach them to get 4, teach them to get 4. Don't worry about you getting 100 right away. Get 4 and teach them to get 4 and watch what happens. It'll automatically take off. And that would be 120 team installs in a 60-day period. As you can see, I've been talking to a lot of people. My voice gets up and down and squeaky and stuff like this. But let's talk about being a manager with 10 consultants doing a whopping, I mean a whopping 1 sale each. So 10 consultants helping 1 household go solar. That's 10 solar deals per month on your team. 4 of them come from your first level and 6 from anyone in your team. What would that mean to you? That would be approximately $6,300 in overrides. How many of you could pay your mortgage and maybe your car note with an extra $6,300 in overrides? Folks, think about that. That's not personal production. What if you added 1 sale yourself for that month? 7,000 plus 6,300 is what? 13,300 monthly total earnings. Folks, most people don't even make that kind of money. And this is very, honestly, very part-time. This is not something that requires 40 hours a week for you to do. You'll put some time in at the beginning to get your learning curve and go through that, but that's what you have a mentor for. So as long as you're willing to show up, it's like literally very close to impossible to fail if you'll just jump in, not get your toe wet, say, I'm here, I'm willing to learn. Thank you for inviting me out tonight. Let's look at the director level, which is above the manager, with the same 10 consultants, and they each are doing 2 sales now because you're a director, right? So you have more people, but they're each doing 2 sales. What would that look like? 10 times 2 sales a month, that's 20 total solar deals from your team. 8 of them are coming from your first level and 12 from anywhere on that team. Again, that's about 13,800 in overrides, plus your 1 sale. Remember I talked about duplication, lead from the front? That's a $20,000 month right there, and you're not still probably working full time, right? When I say you're not working full time, I mean you're making the calls, you're doing the follow-ups, you're doing the things that you're going to be taught to do by your mentor and by our training program that's going to help you learn how to do these things. Where else can you go? I've seen a lot of companies that have this and that, and the best this and that, and the health this and that, and my hair and skin and all that. Nothing wrong with that, but they're replaced in a day. Nobody's doing what we're doing and on the level that we're doing it. So $20,000 a month right there. Let's talk about an executive director to finish up on this part. We're almost done. On this was 50 consultants. Remember, by that time, this isn't you. This is a team of 50. So you could have brought 5 people, and you're like Sam Bean, and you recruit the whole state, right? Or an Eric Garcia. Good to see you on here, brother. With a team of 50 consultants helping 2 households, 100 solar deals a month on your team. 30 from the first level and 80. You notice the majority is coming spread out among the team. It's not even from the people you bought in. Say it with me. That's $67,500 in overrides for the month. Month, folks. Month. So break that down. You take 36,000 plus you got a 31,500 override from the rest of your team, and that's based on an average of 15% override, because remember, you were at the executive director level. So I'm not going to keep going much past that. There's the national, but just to say it's even more money, and you're into the company bonus pools as well. So this is something that's doable through duplication, right? And consistency. You cannot just get 1 bill and think that's the end of it. We also have home and business security. Folks, this is a big issue nationwide. You see the crime rates gone up. You see a lot of things that have happened. People want to protect their families. They want to do it with somebody they like and trust. Well, you know who ADT is? They've been around forever. Great technology, good installations, fast, monitor your home from anywhere in the world. And that pays another $49 to $63 a month is what they pay for the consumer, and you get $400 to $700 per sale paid the very next week. Here's a question for you. Do you think that somebody that wants to protect their home wants to save money? The answer is going to be yes. Do you think they'd rather have a lower electric bill or a higher? Here's another one. Watch it. Let's put it back the other way. What if I can save you $20, $40, $60, $80, $100, Mr. or Mrs. Homeowner, on your electricity? And I say it on purpose that way, $20, $40, $60, $80, $100, because I don't know what I'm going to save them or more. If I had that savings and was no longer paying it to the utility, couldn't that pay for this alarm system right there on a monthly basis? So now I just showed you how to have that for free. Light bulb moment. Let's talk about how somebody gets started and what we do. We got two options, consultant and builder. I'll show you one at a time. The consultant is a $149 one-time investment in yourself. Where could you go and start a business? Not go to a job, because this is not a job, right? This is a business. Where could you go and invest $149 and have access to that? And all you're paying is $49 a month after that. Nationwide solar business, the alarm and home security business, and access to all tech and trainings. So remember what I mentioned earlier about you're going to have a mentor to help you, but you also have the trainings, which if you're a leader, you should watch anyways with and without your mentor so that you can learn this business, and that's 24/7. Here's a great thing. Look at the very bottom. How many of you think you could bring 4 people that want to make money, that want to get out of debt, that want to change your family legacy, and if you brought 4 of those people on with you, that's it. You would no longer pay the $49 a month. Where else can you find that, folks? A lot of you pay a lot more than that to be in something, and you have a whole bunch of overpriced products, and guess what? Nobody's saving any money, and you're still paying the monthly. Here, you can choose to be a consultant or a builder. What is a builder? It's the $199 you see on the right, a one-time $199 investment, and then a monthly investment of $99 a month. Nationwide solar business, the alarm business, home security, access to the tech and trainings like we mentioned. And we're going to talk briefly about this, the Build Rewards membership and the Smart Money Club membership. So for an extra $49, you're looking at access to what I'm about to show you. And you're going to see if I take any one of these things by themselves, it would be worth it just for one section of what we offer. And again, you're available to have that at the refer for and pay no more. So let's look at the Smart Money Club first. Here's the thing. A lot of people have gotten into a business. They've made it some kind of money or a lot of money or obscene money. And guess what? They blow it. Kind of like a lot of professional sports players, if you will, right? They make tons of money, right? For our clients, we've been able to use this for solar clients, somebody that might not be at the right place at the right time with their credit, and helping that person get back on track so they can take advantage of what we have to offer with the solar as well, or anything else that we might have. Tax planning. How many of you hate the IRS just because you didn't know or maybe didn't even have a chance to have a real plan? To be your own bank or a tax-free retirement. These are all things about us showing people how to make money on the front end, but also keep that money. And then, of course, business mastery. You know, personal credit is different than business credit. What about structuring your S Corp or an LLC or whatever it might be for you? Do you know how to do those things? Who's guiding you? Who's helping you? We have that through our Smart Money Club. Access to capital, business capital, and obviously good versus bad debt. Not all debt is bad, but a lot of people don't realize that. So we give you access to tools and information that's needed to build a business for not only you, but for generational wealth as well. And that's our Smart Money Club. That's included with that extra 49, right? So the $99 a month one option. Build rewards. Listen, we all travel, we all shop, but how many of you save each and every time by going to the places you go to on a normal basis or on the vacation that you go to? So the Build Reward membership offers savings on the purchases you make every day. If I was paying my $99 a month just for this, it would be worth it. We have all kinds of testimonies, people saving. I saved $300 on my hotel stay for the week or whatever it was. I went to dinner with my family and I saved X amount of dollars, right? The annual savings on average is between $2,500 and $3,500. And with the solar commissions that you make, you'll actually have the money to spend. Imagine that. So this is what makes this very unique, folks. It's something that everybody needs. It's not if they're going to use electricity, they're going to use electricity. It's a fact. So let's talk about, and pay attention to this really closely here, folks, the dual team bonus in finishing up. This is based on the $99 monthly membership. I look at it this way. I'm a straight shooter. The $49 is really probably for that solar pro, right? That solar pro who I just want to do solar. I got blinders on. I can only see me making money. I don't like bosses. I don't like working with people. I just want to do my own thing. That may be for you. For everybody else, this is probably much better suited to you. Why 99 and why is 99 better than 49? Well, let me tell you, the 49 does not have access to the dual team bonus. Let's look at this just like you walk on two legs. Team 1 and Team 2. Think of those as your two legs. We start out with the Builder 500. What does that mean? It means when you have 10 active members paying their $99 on your left leg, if you will, and 10 active members paying the $99 on your right leg, you're going to receive a monthly residual of $500 a month. $500 a month. Folks, how many people are not making any residual? How many of you don't even know what residual income is at your day job? And before you say you know what it is, my question is, let me ask you this. I heard this, and I take a lot of notes, folks. How many of you have residual bills, reoccurring monthly residual bills that come back over and over and over? And if you do so, why in the heck wouldn't you have monthly residual income? I'll give you a minute. Let's go. I'm not going to go through every single one, but look at this. Builder 1000, simply 25. Now, folks, this isn't you bringing them all aboard. This is your team bringing them aboard. You and your team going to work. 25 on the left leg, 25 on the right. That's $1,000. We already have several people that have already made that to this level already. People working their way up well past that. And I'll go just a couple more, folks. I'll skip one just to go. Builder 8000. That's 240 people on your left leg, 240 on your right. When I first looked at something like this, years ago, when I looked at something like this, I thought, wow, that's going to be a lot of people because I just was looking at the number. But you need to look at how many people on your team all working together to get to that cumulative number. When I get 240 and 240, that's $8,000, folks, in monthly residual. Not to mention all the way from Builder 1000 all the way to Executive 250. There's a 20% check match on your first generation, which is very generous, and then 10%, 5%, and you can see on the whole generation, folks. Where else can you find that? So let me make sure I got this straight. Pete, you're saying to me, I pay 99, I get 4 people to do the same thing, and I pay no more. And if I just move up the ranks here, I'm going to receive this amount of money, depending on which one I am right here. Yes. And you might not have sold any solar, no water filtration, none of the other stuff. Here comes my hat. If you understand the word, subscription, people that are doing this, why would they drop out? Look at the Netflix, look at the Hulus of the world, look at those companies. Do you know what they're doing? They're on a subscription model. That's exactly what we're doing here. Whether or not I sell solar, this or that, depending on what you look at it, is the icing on the cake. Literally, folks. So I'm telling you, I'll just go all the way to the top. If I go all the way to executive, right here, executive. If I go all the way to 250, 10,000, that would be $250,000 in monthly residual. Monthly residual, folks. So what's your goal? Where do you think you should start? Builder 500. Go to work. When you have your 10 and 10, guess what? Set a new goal and keep moving up this plan right here. So again, let's finish off with this. How to get started. First of all, you're going to get back with the person who invited you. Hopefully thank them for inviting you. Thank them for thinking enough of you that they actually want to work with you. Because quite frankly, we don't want to work with everybody. We want to work with like-minded people that are not afraid to get up off the couch. You might be a little timid at some of the stuff because you're not used to this stuff, but that's what the training's for. That's what the mentoring system is for. And our job and our hope is to bring some people up and bless some people's lives. Okay? So this is, again, $199 one time, $99 per month, access to the nationwide solar business, nationwide home security business, all the tech and trainings that you'll need, all the new things that come out, all the weekly and daily trainings, door-to-door training, all the stuff we have, sales trainings. mentor factories, as you see right here. And if you don't know what that is, please make sure you get back with the person that invited you. Ask them, why should you be at the mentor factory? Because we're talking about mentors tonight. Build Reward membership and your Smart Money Club membership. And remember, all this, simply find 4 other people with the same vision and you'll pay no more, which means the business is paying for itself. And again, you have access to all 4 of these. So that's how you would get started, folks, in that. So I want to thank you for being here tonight. I want to thank you for taking the time. Just get back to the person that invited you. Make it easy on yourself. Hey, I want to be a consultant. I just want to stay in my lane. I don't really want any team overrides or things like that. I'll just pay $49. I'm ready to go. Or, hey, listen, I have a little bit more faith in myself. $199, I'll do the $99 a month. Will you coach me? Will you mentor me? Will you plug me into the system? Will you show me what to do? I'll take notes and I'll stay out of my own way and I'll stay out of my own head. So all the way from the West Coast to the East Coast, from Moneymaker, Maryland, all the way to the great state of Texas, and much love from Cali Love out here in California. Thank you for being here. We'll see you soon. And I hope you enjoyed tonight's presentation. Come join us and let's build together. Thank you.
Recording stopped.